Social aspects of immigration. Immigrants don't come only with their skills and talent. They come with their own identities. Ideally, immigrants should integrate and assimilate into the society of their host country. This is not a problem when they can fit in with the local population, example, immigrants from Europe to America. When immigrants have different ethnicity, culture, and religion from the locals, myriads of problems can arise. When they are present in sufficiently large numbers, they tend to stick to their own kind. They would outnumber locals in neighborhoods and form enclaves. They would change the characteristic of the towns and cities they live in.
Bonjour and welcome to Paris.
So I'm here in a town called Hamtramck. It's just north of Detroit, and it's famous locally and even internationally for being basically a Muslim majority enclave in the United States. There's been a massive influx of Arab, particularly Yemeni, immigration to this area. There's also a lot of Bangladeshi Muslims as well, among other Arabs.
Well, there have been plans put into place for a giant Islamic mega city, but don't take my word for it, take this guy's word for it.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Brothers and sisters, I'm sure many of you have heard of the amazing project that we're doing known as Epic Cities. We are, alhamdulillah, constructing an entire city half an hour from downtown Dallas, literally 30 minutes from our own Plano Masjid over here. It's going to be a city of over 1,000 people.
One of the biggest festivals in India.
Why not in Toronto? We have this festival everywhere in the entire world. We are basically reenact an ancient story to just going down the island here in Toronto.
So the same festival happened last week in India with the blessings of the founder of the Hare Krishna movement, which is Srila Prabhupada. You know, it spread all across the world.
It's interesting to see a similar kind of chariot procession here.
I'm visiting with my family too. It's just a big moment for us. It's just to embrace our Indian culture. Also spreading our festivals we also celebrate in India as well, so to bring it here.
We just want to make sure that we carry on the philosophy and the culture and just stay close to our roots.
It won't end here. They would next strive to grow and expand their numbers until they are the dominant people in the country that has hosted them.
The Office of National Statistics figures are out today showing that London, Birmingham and Manchester are all now minority white cities. Massive demographic changes taking place in our country. More significantly for the country as a whole, it shows that only 46% now identify as Christian. So there is a massive change in the identity of this country that is taking place through immigration.
All these will result in frictions and fights between immigrants and locals as well as among immigrants. A once peaceful and united nation would become a fractious nation embroiled in internal conflicts over race, culture, and religion until it becomes a failed state. Countries which were once homogeneous and then opened themselves to mass immigration are facing this harsh realities. Western nations, especially the Five Eyes of US, UK, Canada, Australia and New Zealand, are awakening to the dangers that multi-ethnicity, multiculture, multi-religion bring.
Anti-immigration riots and protests have swept across Britain in recent weeks.
The Britain I grew up in was the most peaceful, the most gentle, homogeneous society that has ever existed. That has been destroyed.
Opinion polls show immigration is the #1 issue of concern to the British public.
The issue of religion is particularly hot. Immigrants are most uncompromising when it comes to their religion. They may even form no-go zone where non-believers are banned.
In the debate over Islamic migration into Europe and the U.S., no-go zones are a common topic. In these zones, there are virtually no non-Muslim residents allowed. Supposedly, Sharia law reigns supreme, and even police try and stay away. Now, the left has argued for years these zones are imaginary. They don't exist, and anyone who says they do gets attacked. Now we have a man who's an ex-Muslim, by the way, who spent a lot of time trying to get to the bottom of it and has, we think, the truth about no-go zones. Raheem Kassam is editor-in-chief of Breitbart London. He's a former advisor to UKIP leader Nigel Farage in the UK. He just wrote a book, No-Go Zones, How Sharia Law is Coming to a Neighborhood Near You, and he joins us now. Raheem, thanks a lot for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Saga.
You'll, of course, remember vividly a couple of years ago, a show actually on this channel was roundly attacked for asserting that there were parts of Paris where non-Muslims couldn't go, a no-go zone. And the left in the U.S. said that's outrageous, it's bigoted even to suggest something like that. You just wrote a book on it. What's the truth?
I did just write a book on it. I got tired of the same thing a lot of viewers of this channel will be tired of, which is denialism. It is fingers in ears, la la la, we can't hear you. We don't want to admit what's going on in our cities, in our countries, in our neighborhoods. And that's what this book is really about. I traveled across Europe and even to places in the United States where I see Sharia law emanating, where I see dominant Muslim populations dictating what can and does happen in their neighborhoods. I've seen areas in which terrorists find enclaves and find shelter. I found places that actually young white girls just can't go, otherwise they're harassed and set upon.
They can resort to violence to counter any perceived slights of their religion. They insist on having their way of life and their own justice system as defined by their religion. Over time, they would impose their religious ways and beliefs on the non-believers.
Islam is currently thriving in the UK, especially in London and Birmingham, with the Muslim population increasing by 44% in a decade. Today, more than 3.9 million Muslims live in the UK, making Islam the second largest religion. Many deserted churches have been converted into mosques, reflecting significant social and spiritual change. London is more religious than any other region, and Birmingham has been dubbed the new Mecca of the UK. Migration, births, and converts to Islam help fuel the growth of Islam, making the Muslim community even more instrumental in shaping the new face of Britain.
Demography of immigration. Immigration helps in the demography of countries in two opposite ways. In countries which cannot control its population growth and face a population explosion, immigration of its citizens provides a relief valve to reduce the pressure. For those countries which face problems of aging population, low birth rate, or both, immigrants can provide a solution but also create problems. Who to let in terms of ethnicity, culture, and religion, to boost the population is critical. A host country making the wrong choice will end up with an increased population with decreased social cohesion.